we have a giant box full of Halloween yarn from Arcane Fiber, hand-dyed spooky goodness in here. They sent me this package a little bit early so I could get going on my sweaters, my cardigans, my leg warmers, basically anything and everything. And they know that I love my sweaters and cardigans, and it takes a little bit of time. So huge thank you for sending me this. Here is the thing with Arcane Fiber. They have so much creative energy flowing from them. Every single time I go to their site, there's a new colorway, and it's not just seasonal colors. So we get a steady dose of spooky colors all throughout the year. They keep ones that are our favorites. This is, in my opinion, all year round color. I mean, and I have this in fingering weight yarn, so we're definitely gonna have to make some socks here this year. You have to go there quite often because it's constantly changing. They have new ones, they have new pictures, and I love the fact that they have the picture next to the colorway. That way we can kind of get a little sneak peek behind the scenes of their creative process. We're going to have to decide, oh my gosh, what am I gonna start with here for my first sweater? This slimy green, I feel like I don't even need to say anything more, right? The slimy green, this gorgeous red, oh my gosh, what color is this? Bright red. This entire box is full of a medium number 4 worsted weight yarn, which I have been working on a pattern specifically for their yarn that is a cropped sweater, and I have just been chipping away at this pattern for over a year now, just changing up the stitches, how everything is laying. I don't know why it's taking me so long to get it the way that I want. Oh my gosh, that matches my hair perfectly. Okay, so that's hair goals right there, which is why I need to dye my hair one more time to get it that color. I should just keep one of these around in my makeup room. So anyways, the pattern that I'm using, I actually have one of them here. This is the colorway What's This? It's their Jack Skellington inspired colorway. Almost finished with it. I just need to decide if I want to put a hood on it or not. So I need to close up the sides here, but the length is perfect. The sleeves are exactly how I want. I just really needed a go-to sweater. Like for October, I like working on sweaters constantly, and I want to have different ones to go to pumpkin patches and picking apples and things like that. But I wanted to have just a go-to pattern, and I knew because they change up their yarn so much that I wanted to have it specifically with their yarn. So I am so freaking close. I mean, just from looking at this, what do we think? Hood, no hood? Because obviously I'm going to get started on another one here today. I kind of like it like this. Since I am going to be making multiple, maybe I could do some with a hood and then some without. Okay, that's the direction we're going. First color, bright red. This slimy goodness is I Ain't Afraid to Know Ghosts. So we have a Ghostbusters inspired yarn. The slime green is just perfect. Okay, I think this one has to be caked up today and started. And they have just added another one here on their site. Oh my gosh, Child's Play. Stop. I promise we'll get back to Ghostbusters, but look at that. And this is what I mean. You have to go to their site constantly. Follow them on Instagram, get into their newsletter. They will send you out a newsletter pretty much every week, and you can see what colorways have come out that week. This is amazing. Oh my gosh, and then Autumn Trails. This is kind of how it goes whenever I'm on their site. I get majorly sidetracked, and then I'm like, that looks so cozy. I want a cup of coffee and just snuggle up in that. Actually, a blanket would be really nice with this one. The weight of yarn that they have is pretty vast. So they go from fingering weight all the way up to chunky bulky. So the chunky bulky is a number 5 weight yarn. I've gotten it a couple of times to use for just really thick and quick beanies. Ended up giving a bunch of them away for presents last year during Xmas season. Needless to say, everybody loved them and they're like, can you make those again this year? Yeah, absolutely. Then we have a matching color with it. This one is called Avocado. I've been obsessed lately with doing the avocado fries. It has like almond flour coating on it, and then I make this sauce to dip it in. So freaking good. I don't know if it's just like a summertime feel for me, but it's been almost every single day now that I've done it. So very fitting that I now have yarn to match my food obsession for the moment. I feel like these two have to stay together. Like I want a full-on slimy sweater. I know they're not super different in colors, and for this pattern, I did do charcoal on the sleeves and also the bottom, so I just have a ton of that stuff from them. It's a staple that I have on hand in the yarn dungeon because I use it quite often. Also, I am starting another one. This is with their Pennywise colorway, little speckles of crimson red all throughout it, and then also the charcoal on the bottom there. But I just feel like these two have to stick together, you know? And even though they're really close, I feel like that's gonna pop because we don't have the gray and black running through it. It's just gonna be like slime green, in your face, sweater. That song is just gonna be on repeat in my head as I'm making the sweater. Like, I'm probably gonna have to throw the movies on too. I have yet to see the brand new one either. What is that one? I don't know, it's like a winter one or frost something. I haven't seen it yet just because I'm not a really big movie theater going type of ghoul. I normally wait until it's on video on demand. I'm pretty sure it's out by now, but maybe that's what I'll do then. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the original Ghostbusters, but I do like the new ones too. Next up, we have this gem, which screams All Hallows Eve. That caramel right there. And it's called Creepin' It Real. I don't know which one I want to start with now. Just like both, and then we'll alternate. Well, I feel like I need to watch the movie Trick or Treat with this one though. And again, they're all the same. 100% superwash merino wool. Let's scan that instructions actually, see what it brings up. I hand wash all the sweaters that I have of theirs, and I also lay it flat to dry. So it's time to wash your wool. Well then, here's a few things you should know. A good rule of thumb for all hand-dyed yarn is to hand wash your items in cold water. Hand wash in the sink, pull the plug, and gently squeeze the excess water out of the items. That is something that I learned the hard way the very first time that I hand washed some of my superwash merino wool. Made this gorgeous stripy sweater, washed it all up, and just like squeezed the crap out of it just because I wanted it to dry quicker, obviously. After it was all dry, I threw it on and it was like 3 times too big. The sleeves were just falling over. Oh my gosh, it was so sad, but I was just laughing hysterically too. You live and you learn. I'm very, very delicate with all of this yarn now. We do have some charcoal in here too. I think these two, right? That's probably the best direction to go. This last one is my colorway. They do red and black so freaking well. This one is called Krampus is Coming to Town. 100% I want a sweater from this, but also maybe some stockings. I could get going on that. I have a pattern that's been sitting around since last Xmas season, and I do need a worsted weight yarn. Fantastic, because now I can get a jump start on this. It normally sneaks up on me too. It's like we have this amazing 100-night countdown to Halloween. Halloween comes and goes, and then the Xmas season just really sneaks up on me, and it's pretty much like 2 days before we have a big celebration that I'm like, oh yeah, I should make a new stocking. That would be really fun. Or a tree skirt, or some ornaments. It's like the very last week, just crunching through all of my projects that I wanted to do, which probably should have taken about a month and a half into 72 hours. I mean, I do it every year, so you would think I would learn. Maybe this is my year that I get a little ahead. The charcoal has to go with this. There is no question. Those belong together. We'll do a hood on this one. Okay, so hood on this one, the Creep It Real. What do we think? Hood or no hood? And then this one, hood or no hood? Should we cake some of this up? Oh, shoot, I forgot about this one. Wait, do I do the bright red with this or the charcoal? Oh, I kind of like that. Okay, yep, mine changed. This one is gonna have the bright red, and with the Krampus is Coming to Town. Creep It Real has the charcoal. I mean, I could use them for both, but I just feel like that looks stunning, and this is gonna have its moment to shine now. I could also use these two for the stockings. Like put this on the top and maybe the toe. We're gonna do one of each of the colors. I changed my mind. I wanna see all of them worked up today. So I'm gonna start 3 brand new sweaters. Why not? On a Saturday? What else are we gonna do? This little thing, we have been getting to know each other really well. So this is an electric winder. Okay, just look at this thing. My partner got this for me. It was a total surprise. Just came up one day and was like, hey, as much as I love helping you cake up yarn, I got this for you. So how about go ahead and use this? Even though this one's cropped, I mean, an entire sweater, we're caking up like 6 cakes of yarn. Then I'm gonna do some accent color. I do multiple sweaters at the same time. But yeah, you just turn this here. It's gorgeous. This is the greatest thing that I've ever been gifted, and I use it so much more than I thought I was going to. I mean, obviously I knew I was going to use it, but I was like, well, I already have a really nice winder that it's, you know, it does its thing. It's a workhorse. Crank it by hand, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I do go through quite a bit of yarn. It is day and night. The amount of time that it takes me to cake up all the yarn, gorgeous. That is beautiful. Oh my gosh. It's going to take me a while to get going on this one because I'm just going to be obsessing over it and staring at its beauty. Get out of the way. I'm not making any socks today, so I'll put you over here. There we go. Perfect. Just like slowly get started. It's got to catch it first. So cool. I had to move it a little bit here so we could see a little better. Normally when I'm caking it all up, I have this going and then I go right onto my sock knitting machine. So that's why it was all set up. But I was like, okay, actually we don't need that today. Let's move it, get out of the way. And it looks a lot nicer too when it's just this giant whole process and you can see it all caking up together. Here is the first one. I Ain't Afraid No Ghosts, all caked up. Full reveal of this one. Just letting the yarn breathe a little bit like this, you can just see the colorway so much better and feel how soft it is too. I definitely need to make a caramel macchiato now. Does this not scream caramel macchiato? Very last color reveal for today. Better close-up of that one too. I never get tired of this color combination. They could bring this back every single year and I would make a brand new sweater every single year. 89 nights left to Halloween. We have, for our crochet along, rows 23 and 24 today. Tonight's movie for our 100-night movie marathon is You Might Be the Killer. This movie is a little bit hard to find. It's not really streaming on any platforms right now, which is too bad because it's a good comedy horror. I got very lucky finding this out thrifting one day, and when I brought it to the counter, the person checking it out was like, I've never heard of this movie. Splattery and wildly witty. I wish it was out there a little bit more common. It's a little bit meta. The characters know that they're in a horror movie, and then we have our horror movie expert here kind of telling them what to do, how to survive this horror movie that they're in. Released in 2018, and how long are you? 87 minutes, so another movie that's rather quick. That's it for today, ghouls. I am gonna get going on these 3 different sweaters so that way tomorrow when we come back to the yarn dungeon, you can see everything worked up a little bit. Until then, have a spooky rest of your night and I will see you ghouls tomorrow.